The Philadelphia Phillies have officially secured the NL East title for the first time since 2011. Hopefully the start of all the celebrating that is to occur this postseason. We're going to take this video, take a little bit of a step back, and just relish the moment. Enjoy the times that are great right here in Philadelphia. We've been waiting for this all season, and it is finally here. Got my guy Luke Arcaini right beside me. And before we don't jump fully into it, do want to remind you guys to make sure you are smashing that subscribe button. We're getting close to 1,000, under 40 subscribers to go at this point. So help us get there. We got plenty of big plans to join in celebrating. That's going to look a lot like this throughout the months of October. So Luke, I'm going to throw it to you right off the rip here. What's your reaction? How'd you feel seeing things go down last night? And what level of excitement are you at?
I'll tell you what, I didn't see that video of them pouring beer down the back of Sanchez's back, so that's really funny. Yeah, I mean, the boys were partying last night. Rightfully so. The first NL East title the Phillies have won since 2011. Just really awesome. I keep saying this. It's awesome to get into the playoffs, and it's awesome to celebrate and win playoff series. But every team's first goal of the season should be winning your division, right? Obviously, the big goal is to win the whole thing, but to go out there and win the division, that's really every team's first goal. And they accomplished that first goal for the first time in 13 years. I was 9 last time they won the division, so it's a little different now.
Sure.
But yeah, just an unbelievable season so far. And like a lot of the guys said last night, they're not anywhere where they want to be yet. They are. This is just the beginning, really.
Absolutely. Plenty more celebrating go down. We had the
Oh
UNLV
yeah.
helmet making an appearance in the locker room. Pull up a couple more videos here to highlight this one specifically, to tee it up. I do think this encapsulates the Phillies just as much as any video could, as we have Jeff Hoffman, as wholesome as possible with his kids, celebrating out in the field, an awesome moment. And the cut right to the locker room where exactly what you were expecting
Bang.
is going down. The chief vibes officer himself, Garrett Stubbs, up to his antics, taking things on. We had the new music mix in the bunch. Shout out to the Armani brothers. Is that how you say it, Luke?
Yeah, so it's the Armani brothers.
Okay.
They're a local DJ group out of Philly. That I believe it's 3 of them. They've been moving up in the scene the last few years. I've seen them. They're in like Atlantic City a lot and stuff, but they met up with Stubbs a few months ago. They had this really cool idea. And now there's about a 45, I think, minute mix of just basically it's a lot of the songs that were already on their previous playlist, but just really making it all into some big club remix type of thing that's I have a feeling is going to be heard a lot, whether it's at people's pre-games before the bar or something like that. But yeah, no, it's a really awesome mix. And it seems like the guys were loving it last night.
Yeah, 100% there. And I will say I did meet them in the parking lot before an Eagles game one time. So I got the stamp of approval. Pretty nice guys that were doing their thing in the
Oh
parking
yeah,
lot
they're
there.
awesome.
Mhm.
I've known those guys for a little bit. They're really good dudes.
Yeah, definitely there. And we did see the festivities spill over across the hall to Xfinity Live. The kids getting kind of the I guess Lion King treatment hanging over the top here. Very cool that this is even an option and kind of the setup for Philadelphia specifically here. And really cool that this is kind of becoming a tradition with this team, that they party with the fans. This is not even just an internal thing. So kind of cool to see them take things across the parking lot there.
Yeah, I think this is kind of who they are, right? They've said all year they move when the fan base moves, right? If there's 45,000 people in there on a Monday night, these guys are going to party, and when you win the division, they're just going to party harder.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I mean I can never get enough of the Clubhouse Xfinity Live videos. They just get funnier every single time.
100%. And it would be remiss if we did not mention the chief vibes officer himself, Garrett Stubbs. Look at him front and center here, getting the sprayed in action. He did not live up to his Babe Ruth call the shot, hitting a home run today in the
It's
hangover
close.
game.
It's
Disappointing
close.
there. But thoughts on Stubbs, and this is why we could not have the catcher conversation throughout the year for
Yeah.
this moment.
I will say this, Sean. He is now, over the last 3 years, in the game after they've clinched. So the last 2 years when they clinched the playoffs and tonight, he is now combined 4 for 8. He's hitting 500 in the hangover games over the last 3 years. So maybe if we got hangover Stubbs for the whole season, it would be the best backup catcher ever. But nah, I mean, the guy rocks. He's just I mean, if you would give an award to the biggest partier on the team, I think the unanimous answer would probably definitely be Garrett Stubbs.
Yeah, absolutely there. And as much as we joke about vibes and talk about it a lot, that does matter to an extent. That I truly believe positions like backup catcher, like you have to be well liked within the locker room. That's how you stick around. It's kind of similar to the end of bench guys in the NBA, that you have
Yeah.
to have those guys bringing some life to the team when they need it, when they're down. And we all have our own pregame rituals or our night before rituals. Maybe that is just Garrett stuff that needs to get rolling a little bit there. But to highlight this run specific for this Phillies team, let's take a look at the lineup the last time that they did win the NL East. Look at that. We're talking about the prime time Jimmy Rollins, Shane Victorino, the Ryan
Jesus.
Howard era, Chase Utley. We know these guys. This was like my first fall in love with Phillies baseball. So very cool to see, kind of looking at this side by side based on the team that we have now. What are your thoughts on this, Luke?
Yeah, that's a hell of a lineup, man. Big shout out to Placido Polanco. That was
Big
my
time.
guy. That's a hell of a lineup. Hunter Pence,
Loved Hunter Pence.
Raul Banez. Man, I can't believe they didn't win anything that year. That sucks. 2011. That was one of the most end of it all moments when you just knew. Ryan Howard, slow roller, tears his I think meniscus. I think it was
Achilles. Achilles.
running to first base. Achilles, yes, it was Achilles.
Yeah.
Tearing his Achilles running to first base. That was one of those moments where you just knew that everything was probably over.
Yeah.
Those guys are kind of not getting out of their prime, but not really in the heart of that run anymore, and you just kind of knew. So hopefully this is the start, or at least a few
Middle.
years ago was the start of another big Phillies dynasty here, and hopefully that ends in a World Series.
Yeah, and I do think the lesson to be taken from that is you cannot take a single year for granted, and that they
Nope.
have to be zeroed in on winning a World Series this particular year. So I know there was some takes on the timeline flying around about a little too much celebrating after just winning the division. No issues from my end on there, but agreed that the we know the bigger goals of mine. But any thoughts on that, Luke?
Yeah, no, I absolutely hated that take.
Yeah,
The Phillies are the most losingest franchise in all of baseball. This is rare for them to make the playoffs, especially for them to win the division.
yeah,
So like if you accomplish a goal, you can party. I get it. Everybody wants to win a World Series, but you can't not have fun while trying to do that. The Have some fun while you're doing it, because if you don't and you're here for 7 months doing the same thing and not having fun, you're not going to win it all in the end, right?
yeah.
These guys have to have some sort of fun while they're doing this, and they had a lot of it last night.
Absolutely, and that's how you got to live life, and that's how you got to celebrate sports. Baseball is a marathon, and they got a little bit of a break to celebrate there. So shout out to this team. We had to have a little bit of fun celebrating that as well. So we're gonna be back on the next video talking a little bit more hardcore takeaways on the route from here and the playoff outlook for this team. The best way to make sure that you guys are on track and making sure you get a hold of that video as well is smashing that subscribe button. Once again, just 16% of you guys tuning into these videos have subscribed just yet. Let's get to 1,000 before Red October officially starts. So smash that button, drop a like, drop your comments below, and me and Luke will be talking with you next time. Peace.